The Trilogy, Part 3, Empty Daydream, live in Tokyo, 2019. Let's go. Hi there. I hope you all are doing great. We know what's coming, so why don't we go take a look at it? Empty Daydream by Lovebites, live.
ありがとうございます。ここからまたクロックワークイモータリティに戻りますか。私たちの、セカンドアルバムはライブでプレイすることによってさらに威力を増すように仕上げました。なので今日ここで超満員の中みんなと一緒に歌えることができて本当に嬉しいです。ありがとうございます。今年2019年は、ラブバイツにとってデビュー3年目の年になります。決して長くはない歴史ですがヘビーメタルの名のもと、ここまで歩んできました。なのでみんなはもう本当にその同志です。これからも一緒に歩んでいってください。よろしくお願いします。Just let me go away. Just let me go my way. No. So I can
That was another breathtaking performance for a number of reasons. Oh my God, that's such an excellent song. Their songwriting is absolutely over the top. I mean, that song was as close to perfect composition as I mean, dynamics were exactly where they needed to be. You know, when Haruna got on the toms and was rolling those toms right before the break, right before the breakout. I thought, here it comes. Here it comes. That's what she's sending that message. And that key change near the end was heartrending. It was perfect. I mean, they could have run it on out the way it was and it would have been a brilliant song, but the key change lifted the dynamic even higher and just kind of tugged at you. Perfect. Perfect. I think I included this one. I had a choice between two lives. I included this one because it has Asami's little talk before the performance, and I think that gives us some insight into their mindset. First of all, think about the fact that they just did this in your face after only being together 3 years. That's nothing. They are mature like they've been together 30 years. And that's one of the things that you can't explain to somebody, when you're trying to tell them about Lovebites. You're like, well, they're old souls. They've really got an ability to reach out in places in music that people just don't normally go. And that makes their music so much more seasoned and sprinkled throughout with variety and just little tasty little things that happen all through a song to make it interesting. It's not just the chords carrying the melody and both of them carried by the thunder of the rhythm, and that's fine. I love bands like that. But when it comes to songwriting and then arrangement after the writing, I mean, that opening piano was just mesmerizing, but she always does that to me. But the arrangement, what instrument is going to do this? Who's going to do this? I don't care who you are, and I've already seen it in the comments. I think a few of you disagree with me, or at least aren't sure about you are not, absolutely are not, after that dual lead solo, going to ever convince me there is a better currently practicing dueling guitar set anywhere on the planet. They might be as good, but they're not better. And I don't think anybody is better than these two. Miyako and Midori have so much personality in what they play, and when they mix those two together, it makes this whole new person. I don't know how to explain that any better. It's more than just how fast are you or how tricky are your runs. It's the way that they dodge and feint in the middle of a lead solo. They practiced it up front. They already know what they're doing. So it's not a dodge and feint that's spontaneous, but it feels spontaneous. That's the way they wrote it. So when they're doing harmonies and then they just wander off in two different directions and then just pull it back together, it's like that at the end of that Rachmaninoff piece that I showed you, where the horns just went nuts on their ascension to a single culminating note. This band does that sometimes in an entire song. So they're going, They could go and they have the ability to just step out into into the weeds where people don't normally go with their music, and then they find these little treasures and they use them. And that's when they're writing. That's the process. That's in the process. You are not, you're not in the zone when you write a song. I mean, every once in a great while in your life, you might find yourself there. But writing a song is hard, or more people would do it. It's difficult. To do it the way they're doing it shows probably complete input of the band, first of all, at least from the point where the song is roughed out, and then they have to start making arrangements and say, will this work? And this is what I hear in my head. Can you make that happen? That kind of thing. So what I'm trying to say is that when those lead solos do that, when they do that, it absolutely fascinates me to watch them do that because it's so uncommon. So anyway, prove me wrong. I love this trilogy. I love it because it's bold. Like I said about the last song, it's bold choices in their music. 3 years into their career, everything's riding on a knife's edge. Are we going to be popular or not? Are we going to be able to keep doing this or not? And they're like, oh, let's write a operatic Wagnerian in-your-face metal song. Why don't we just do that? And we'll play it live. What they've done is they've put out front everything that they are, who they are, what they're doing, the seriousness of what they're doing. Asami's talk at the beginning pointed to that. Here we are. It's our debut 3 years after we got together. I'm not sure what she meant by that, but I could feel it when she said it. I was like, okay, I get it. In other words, you think that you've slipped into that socket. You've settled. You have a foundation. You know who you are as a band. And that's a point that kind of all of you get at the same time when it happens. And you're kind of like, one day you just look up at each other after you're jamming and you go, man, that was awesome. It's like, can we do that again? Sure we can. Why not? I think they know that when they go on stage. And when you have to do that, when you have to perform at that level, you have to block everything out. And somehow you still got to, perform at a level that you look like you're really, there for the audience. And you are, but look at Miyako and the way she approaches what she does. That's the most serious woman I think I've ever seen in my life, and I'm old. So when I watch her, I think to myself, that woman is the most focused person I think I've ever seen. Just absolutely does not let anything from the outside influence what she's doing when she's playing. And they all approach it that way. Even though Midori's smiling her rear end off when she's up there playing those riffs, or she starts into a set of triplets and just looks up at everybody and says, hey, you like this? There's plenty more where that came from. That face reflects the joy of what she's doing. She's found the zone. She's serious about what she's doing, and she won't miss a note, and she knows it. That's the zone. You know that you can do what you're about to do next. I think that's kind of how to explain it. All of a sudden, you're like, I think I'll try this right in the middle of a lead solo. You've never even tried it, but all of a sudden you jump it and you do it. And it's because you're hot. Something's happened. Something's changed. Something's shifted. And I feel like with this band, and I think I've said this about them before, they're always there. They live in that place. And I think that Miyako definitely lives in that place. She's even when I saw her interview with her gear, I thought to myself, look at the way she's presenting what she has. It's this is she knows everything there is to know about that guitar from the top. I'm the guy that puts gas in the car and goes down the road and hopes it keeps running. I don't I don't know anything about cars. And where guitars are concerned, for me it was always a prop for singing. And I loved it. I loved playing the guitar and I loved being a rhythm guitarist. But sometimes I think, well, I strove for mediocrity on that one because, I didn't want to do the work that you have to do to be a lead guitarist if I was always going to sing. So, it was one or the other. It was kind of that way. And that's what all of them in their lifetimes faced more than once as they came to this point. And that's 2019. That's 4 years ago. So they were that good 4 years ago. So when they do something now, even if we disagree with it, you can't argue with it. I mean, if you can disagree that whether or not you like it, but you can't argue with what they're doing. You can't argue with their songwriting. Their excellent execution of said song. You can, hey, the year the Beatles put out their very first hit, Love Me Do. No, not Love Me Do. Let me back up. When the Beatles released She Loves You, that was the third time that song got released that year by two other bands. The first band, I don't remember who they were. The second was the Isley Brothers. Same year, She Loves You. The Beatles released it and it became an instant hit because of the way they packaged the song, the way they arranged the music, the way they arranged what instruments played what. And while they had, less choices than Lovebites in terms of number of people or types of equipment that they had, Lovebites doesn't have that many more choices. So to see them do this, well, you don't know, but you say there must be a lot of sweat, a lot of frustration, a lot of heart-rending, bearing the soul moments, writing songs like this. Could be wrong. I could be wrong. They could be, I don't know, like you watch Paul McCartney write a song, right? I mean, he just does it. And maybe they're able to do that. But more likely it's a collaborative effort, and in the process of it is always the hard part for a band. When you're putting it together, everybody's got the right idea of what should be there. And somebody has to prevail. And it's a testament to their closeness that somebody can when they face something like that. So many little things that, I mean, wow. I'm going to stop now. I loved this trilogy. Thank you for requesting it and recommending it. We're just going to roll on to the next Lovebites song, whatever that is. I don't know yet. I'll know in about 10 minutes. So I love you all, and I appreciate you being here very much. And we'll see each other real soon, all right? Okay. Bye now.